Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it is by creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I also am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is that Jamaica is the blueprint for countries around the world. Now, I believe, I think it was this week or last week when I ran a meeting, or I brought the message that I am the blueprint for humanity, because that is the case. I am the blueprint that God is using for humanity. And, Jamaica is the blueprint for countries across this world. Now, what I'm going to be doing a lot moving forward, part of my segment, especially when I talk about uniting the Caribbean and Africa, is I'll be highlighting, how things that I'm going to be going through some, talking about pros, things that Jamaica are doing that are well. There's also things that I'm going to be discussing that's the voice of the people, man, because at the end of the day, no country is great just off of leadership. It's great off of great leadership, but more important, it's great off of the people. Now, some of the things I'm going to talk about is things that, is things that we need to work on, man, as a people. And I'll get to that in a second. And I'll talk about the things, especially from the past, that I want traditions that I would like for us to continue or expand on. So that's something I want to highlight. And I figured, last night for about 2 hours, man, like I was up since like 1:55, did my normal morning prayer, and I could not go back to sleep. So it was a lot of downloads coming in about, how I help not just Jamaica to be the eye of the world, but how I can help those countries in the world. See, one of the things I used to be not sure about years ago, and it's like God never give you the whole picture, people. He give you clues and things, and you got to create it, man. And it was like, okay, how do I help billions of people across the world? Well, the first thing I realized is that I can't do this individually, like going to different places and doing, no matter how much meetings and so forth you do. Thank God for platforms like this, because as I share my experience with people, then it is helping people. I can help billions of people just using platforms like this. So it's like you got to work smarter instead of harder. So that's where this came about, and I know that I'll help to transform billions of people's lives because of all the platforms that I'll have my content or videos on. Now, it's like, how do I help, the Caribbean countries, to be great, because as they're small, Jamaica, the perfect model for it, because Jamaica obviously is a small island, bottom line is that I wanted to figure out how, and this has been bothering me for a while, how do I help like all the countries in the Caribbean? How do I help all the countries over there in Africa, especially the ones that need it the most? How do I help them? And it's like I had to realize, and that's what the downloads and the epiphany was last night, is that the way we transform these countries, we transform the countries and the people within those countries, because that's how we transform the countries, is through the people. Everything is the people, man. People is the assets in those countries. So government, my message is all about elevating the life and consciousness of people around the world, because as you do that, then everybody's growing, and that's a beautiful space to be. So what I do is I'll definitely be talking about things that I see that I believe that Jamaica can do. Some of these things right now is, first and foremost, I'll say this. I'm going to focus on Jamaica, being a blueprint. A couple of things that we got to do, people, is realize as Jamaicans, man, that there's less than 3 million Jamaicans that live there. You have more Jamaicans living outside of the country than we actually do that lives in Jamaica, which is not a bad thing, because that's why we have brand Jamaica. Because the people that are outside of Jamaica, the diaspora, we have Jamaica in our heart everywhere we go, man, and we are very proud and passionately proud people. So we become brand and ambassadors for the country. Now, the people of Jamaica, though, I want you to realize this, and I want you to take this, because this is something that we need to work on. I just gave the example that there's more Jamaicans outside of Jamaica than there are at home, which means that these people like myself that I've been going, I left Jamaica when I was 12 going 13. So I left Jamaica as a little kid. And it's like, I've been gone for 30 years, you know? So it's like, you know, we have created lives, families, kids, generations sometime, you know? In my case, I don't got no grandkids here, but I'm just saying, you know, is that there's plenty of us that have generations of Jamaicans that are living overseas, second and third generations in other countries. So in order for us to materialize the goal, which is what I seen in my vision last year, that Jamaica will have a population of over 10 million people, we have to realize, people, that we have to make better decisions. And I'm going to explain what this means to you Jamaican people that live there. Is that the people that's overseas, they don't need to pass no litmus test, man, to be Jamaicans. If their parents are Jamaican and they got Jamaican blood in them, then you're no more Jamaican than them. Just because you live on the land does not mean that you have more Jamaican creds than the people that live overseas. You might have more immersion into the culture, but at the same time, these generations over here are bigger ambassadors of the country than you are. It ain't nothing to take personal. It's just facts. It's just what it is. They're over here spreading the good news about moving and going to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't discourage people, man, by making them feel excluded from being Jamaican, because they're just as much Jamaican as you and myself. You know, it's crazy. It was earlier in June when I went to Jamaica, and I was there, and you know, it's like I felt like I was going through a litmus test, you know, because I mentioned, yes, I am Jamaican. And, you know, it takes me talking about local spots that I grew up in and different stuff like that. Why the heck I got to explain myself to anybody? You know what I mean? If I say I'm Jamaican, I'm not making it up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we don't have to do that now. You know, and what really triggered it is like, you know, the lady's like, yeah, you're for sure Jamaican. I shouldn't have to do all that. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't mind doing it. You know what I'm saying? Chatting the patois real good and so forth. But my point is this, is that that's something as a people that we have to deal with and tackle with. And I don't know what governments can do to help with that. Got a couple ideas actually. But for right now, I want us as a people to really embrace any diaspora's kids, man, any generational of Jamaican blood that want to rep and claim Jamaica. We should embrace them, not exclude them, and not feeling like they don't belong. Because the reality of it is that these kids are born in America, just like my kids. And if they don't feel and claim America, and we act like and Jamaicans act like they not from Jamaica, then they're like lost. Like, where are you from? Where you at? You know? We need to really embrace our people, man. And that's my message to Jamaicans today, is start embracing your people, man. Outside of that, you know, I'll talk about the government. There's plenty of things that you guys are doing great, man, but there's so many missed opportunities here. Like right now, you got a diaspora that's so big, man, and it's like, we're all people that want to build Jamaica. And it's like, why would you not create opportunities, like create bonds? Bonds, for example, we don't always have to be for infrastructure like roads. You got that going already through public-private partnership, which is an excellent model, by the way. And I noticed that you guys are doing that with so many different sectors of the economy, and I love that. However, you can create bonds for maybe investing, you can call it building Jamaica, where you got diasporas that, you know, you create a publicly traded company that Jamaica owns and use that to invest into the countries. It could be investing in projects, development projects, housing schemes, especially creating housing for the poor, man. Because at the end of the day, even though Jamaica is paradise, to people that travel there and visit there, I grew up in Jamaica, man. I grew up in 8 miles, 1 mile from where Bob Marley's buried at, man. You know, and it's like, I want the people in those communities to be able to enjoy the best that Jamaica have to offer, the same as tourism, as tourist people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's so many avenues that the government can change and must change over time. We must increase people's minimum wage. There's no way around that. Give people a respectable wage. These tourist companies that come there and make all this money, for one, we're giving a major tax break for 10 years, which I'm not against. That's great. It brings in the new money for investments, especially in tourism, because I already seen also that within the next 5 to 10 years, Jamaica will be attracting over 20 million people in tourism per year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want us to continue to build on that, but in the meantime, we have to take care of the people we have, man. We have to create ways to pay people a good livable wage. We have to make sure that we provide more and more opportunities by developing different sectors. You know, like right now, Jamaica, I see also is going to be one of the largest, biggest tech hub in the world. You know what I'm saying? We got the mind for that, you know? And it's like, I see that happening with time. But it won't be Silicon Valley here. It'll be right there in Jamaica. You know what I mean? We'll do that, man, because we have the mind for it and the capacity, and we have a great leadership in the country right now. And that's why I feel like right now it's fertile grounds, because we have all the fundamentals or foundational pieces in place. I mean, there's so many different things, people, but just know that over time, I'll be sharing different ideas and different things that I see that seems like missed opportunities, man. But I really want right now, from the government perspective, I'll cover 2 topics today. From the people perspective, stop treating Jamaicans that wasn't born there like they're not Jamaicans, because they're just as much Jamaican as you are. Jamaican vein, it runs through their blood, man. You know what I'm saying? And you have no more right to it than any of diasporas, whether they left when they was 2 years old or whether they was born in the U.S. to Jamaican parents. And the funny thing is, you claim people that you want to. You claim Busta Rhymes, you claim Kamala Harris, and all these other daggone people. So the same way you have that same vigor and energy to claim celebrities, claim the regular people, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know that stings a little bit, but it's the truth. For the government, like I said, man, it's like there's so much missed opportunities. You're looking at remittances being whatever, $3 billion a year. You can have 10 times that amount if you create vehicles to invest in the country. You know, because we see that you're all about progress and we want that. So create vehicles for people to invest back into the country. There's plenty of people, as I watch different videos, people that want to invest back into the countries, man, into the country. So it's like, I really want for the government to really create programs, again, whether it's bonds to build development, which especially housing for the poor, because I want us to continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? Not talking about free houses, which I appreciate that for the people that really do need it, but I'm talking about low income housing for the people that we're creating this new economy for. As we give them raise so they can actually, you know, have affordable, good affordable houses. And I know I've seen strides in that area, like container houses and so forth, but I want us to continue and create more structure and policies around that. With that being said, people, I could talk all day about this, but like I said, I'll be doing incremental lessons over time, because as I help Jamaica to create a blueprint, the information I'm sharing is things that other countries can do themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because succeeding and winning is all I care about across the board. Anyways, people, shout out to Jamaica, as always, the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. People, my mandate, as I say it, is to unite the Caribbean and Africa. And the way we do it, people, is by choosing to stand united, man. And also being able to face our weaknesses and face our shadows, man, our darknesses. So even though we're doing it on a personal level, we're going to be doing it as a country too. So it's like, you can't just talk about your strengths. You also have to acknowledge your weaknesses. That's how you'll never be great. So I'll be here to point out all the strengths that we have as a country in Jamaica, because it will help other people to learn, other countries to grow. And I'll definitely be talking about our weaknesses, because that's how we go from being good to great and excellent, people, is we got to face our problems head on and work on them. And as we do that, people, we'll go to heights that is unimaginable right now. But I know that Jamaica is becoming the greatest country on this planet Earth, man. We'll have more influence over the entire world than any other nation. And this is why, because we do it in the spirit of love and care and concern. Everything we learn as a country, we will share it with other people, with other countries, all the other Caribbean islands, all the African countries, and anybody else that want to learn from the model, go for it. But definitely my passion is making sure all the Caribbean islands and Africa is using this as a model, and I'll be there to help make that happen, people, to facilitate that. People, outside of that, my declarations number one is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, people. My prayer for you today, people, is that the Spirit of God will continue to lead you and guide you, man, to be the most amazing person that you can be. I want you to continue to face your darknesses, man. Face your weaknesses, man, because facing them makes you strong. That's indeed what makes you strong, people. I really believe in you, and I just want you to always choose to believe in yourself, man. Blessings on to you all and your family. Have a great day.